Um, it's my pleasure to be here and my co-host. An interesting thing here is that today is gonna be the beginning. As a matter of fact, the great beginning of the turnaround of the life of many people in Nigeria and beyond. And on that particular occasion, we come up with this particular idea of the making, the process of you, irrespective of where you are as your standpoint right now in business, in career, and in life, how you will be in position to be able to take your life to the next level. Not just only having a kind of prosperity of one time off, but sustainable prosperity, a prosperity that could last across generations. Not the one I bought my car, I built my house, and poverty become the rest of the show. No, that's why we are laying this very building block. And interestingly, we also will have the opportunity to know how to engage in this particular journey of life. This very journey we are actually engaging, how best, where do I have to be positioned to enable my destiny or my engagement in life to thrive? Now, look at it this way. We have a scenario where young youths have given up in this very country. As a matter of fact, get to the airport, get to every of the conversation. It's all about, I need to Japa. There's a
Yes,
funny
it's Japa.
Japa.
Yes.
Yeah, from this particular country.
Yes.
Nevertheless, before you make that move, I want you to stick into this particular program as we get to know what you are going to get, where you are going, irrespective of the country. We have the opportunity through this series be able to give you the download. You know where you are going even before the time. You know also whether you are actually called or destined to be there. Otherwise, you make a cheap wreck, as many have already made in this period of time. And we are looking also as a preamble of all these things we are coming up with, that most businesses could not be able to say, my problem is capital, my problem is fund, how do I raise money? And in that particular occasion, right here in this station, you will not only get to know, we also will be a participant to the issue of helping some people to raise capital to enable their business thrive. For those that may need a career empowerment and all that, we also working out a modality to help those businesses not just only to thrive but also to sustain the growth. Many of these you will have the opportunity of getting in these areas. And you made mention of something very striking, because when you are looking at the issue of prosperity or becoming a billionaire, as the case may be, it can only function on the platform of healthy you.
Okay. Yeah. You have to be healthy.
If you are not healthy, you will discover that even the so-called money you have, you eat it up.
Yeah.
And with money kept in the bank, you discover that it is already a crisis in the making for the company.
Because that's the business model right there.
There is the person that is the business. That's why when we go into the issue of what does the bank look at for? Why giving you loans? You know, people think it's collateral. I will show us through the program. You don't need collateral to get money from the bank.
Don't say so. All of us will be at the bank by end of the
show. You don't need collateral. No, there is something quite significant that you actually need to be able just to be credit worthy. That I will be able to, when we go into that section of issue or how to access bank loan or how even to get money from somebody, or what will even make people to invest on you. Just like as we make progress, definitely we are going to raise some fund, maybe certain 50 million, and just share to some
but before we do that too, this thing that you talk about here, the thing that banks look out for before we also will be looking?
Of course, that would be in position to, if people who
That'll
have
be a
not
deciding
acquired
factor.
it will acquire it and still be in position to make a credit worthy. So looking at the aspect of the health,
Yes.
which is very fundamental, friend, you need to be healthy for you to be in position to prosper. Prosperity is meant for only the living, only the healthy. Otherwise, you see a man who used to be very rich, all of a sudden has stroke. He won't go to work again, and all the rest of it. And in the recent time, it seems as if it was a prophetic dimension that we came up here and say, hey, everybody, go after your heart.
Your heart. Yes, yes.
You understand me? That people are falling and dying is becoming like an epidemic.
Yes.
While we are talking about it in this station, you could hear again
Of somebody
just like a young, vibrant young lawyer just slump over there in the court premises and is gone. And when we said he was hell and hearty as of a morning, one of his friend actually called him by 9:48. He himself called him and said, look, he was just, he couldn't fathom what must have this very program also live right there. All right. And by so doing, we will get this in. Most important to mention, all of these people that died the following football now, this is the recent one, not one of them died without a sign, one time or the other, given to them.
Prior to that moment.
Yeah, not one person. Not one. It didn't just, he must or she must have
had a sign sometime.
Sometime you may have this kind of heaviness of the chest, pain in the chest, or sometimes is easily tired, or being in position where you may have what is called maker stand like a power generator. It can be NEPA. Just have it right now, it's NEPA. And this NEPA, I call them NEPA because they are still the same as we know. So the change of name have not actually
NEPA to PhD.
You know, it has not changed everything. You know, so, but that very NEPA dimension of it is now the pacemaker. We release electric to power the heart to start contracting.
Okay.
Now, God in his infinite wisdom, knowing that something may happen to that very NEPA one, and created the UPS inside the heart.
Oh.
Now, listen to this, because this is where people need to understand what happened to our people. He created the UPS, and that UPS is called AV node. AV node is that if this NEPA, the pacemaker, releases the current, it goes to that AV node. That AV node, you know, UPS or inverter can give power based on this. It can have 20. It's not as powerful as the power of the NEPA.
Yes.
Do you understand?
Yes.
In other words, that particular AV is to peak. It will cut off. So that's why if you run, the time you will reach, you will get so tired. So you have to stop. Otherwise, you will carry yourself and go to the other side yourself.
Okay,
yes, I
get it.
The heart got that very kind of modulation. So in a situation where there is a problem with the pacemaker, the heart may be running on the UPS, but many people are not aware. So anything could happen. Second one is that very pacemaker may have a problem in different formats. Number one problem is that take up NEPA. Sometimes NEPA can bring in very low current. He say, you know, they carry anything. This my current low. That is what is called bradycardia in that medical term. Bradycardia means low, but they don't have any clue
of what the interpretation is.
What it is. Sometimes they will read what is on the distance and say normal, or this one has this deviation. But they don't understand the implication. There are a lot of problems that could happen in that heart.
And
that ECG will just reveal it. All these people that died, if you check their ECG, you can save those lives.
They'll have been indicated.
Oh,
there.
yes. We see where the problem of, is it a problem of the AV node? Is it a problem of atrial fibrillation? Is it a problem of arrest secondary to my cardiac infarction? There are so many pictures there. But poor understanding of the interpretation, because I got involved. Let me use the word. I got involved in this matter, considering how our people are just dying. And most unfortunately, we even in the church help to promote the devil in the midst of it.
More than
so it is time for people to get to know. Get your ECG done. That is the summary of the. Get your ECG done. We provided this number. Please, in case you have done it, you don't even know what it's all about, but you are feeling some unwell, some discomfort, send that very ECG to this number I'm mentioning now. 081, okay, 081 0 into 5 places, that is 000 into 5 places, 851. I take it again, 081 0 into 5 places, 851. If you get that done, I can tell you, we have mobilized people, local and international, to give a professional interpretation to that. The fact remains that majority of these cases of heart dysfunction, issue of heart failure, promising. There's a people that look at that young lawyer, unfortunately, people should realize you can't leave your family on the way. Halfway, you see people will just die. Even their money and everything, even some of them that even their family don't have access to the money. So that's why I keep saying, please go for your health check. I'm busy. And what are you busy for?
What is more important?
What is more important? You don't service your health. You service the car, service everything. When it comes to your health, you pray. Poison that have been delivered to our generation, particularly this side of the world, it will end in our time.
There's a question I want to ask, though, because, I mean, you did say these people who slumped and died because of the football match they were watching were not in the field, they were not the players, they were sitting down. Obviously, maybe excited. So what could have caused that pressure?
The pressure is a thing of, some people are actually not playing, but then they kick the ball, enter post. You've not seen some people that they are playing, the ball will pass. Now he go leave the head, not them inside the field, inside the post, whereas the ball they go the other side. Yes, I mean. So that's one that when the ball didn't miss the match, he go shout. Eh? How?
That's how they had to go. Okay.
So what made it worse, what made it so common, was the unfortunate. These things we're talking about happen in football match, it also happened in real life, where people have been emotionally traumatized. There are a lot of people that their heart is just hanging on a bell, that a little pressure, further pressure, the heart will just give up. All right? So this was a case where Osimhen scored, and everybody jubilated because it was already a dying minute goal, meaning that your victory has been given. There's a man that lost election and died. He lost election, the next day the guy gave up. It's all about victory, and now they took it out, it's over. So then they did not even say, okay, let it be that we didn't score. The VAR went backward, pick one problem that was already forgotten and brought it forward. And not only that you didn't score, then you also lost. So it was a very tragic situation. You understand me? But that's why I said tomorrow, another match day.
Yes, there's a match tomorrow.
Hey,
it's the final tomorrow.
My dear, please, and just say if you had the smoke.
But that is it. Let's talk about the symptoms of that smoking now, so they know.
If you had the smoke, you better leave it and watch the match. Situation in Nigeria is more than enough to give people stress now in business and in so many things. If you know that your heart, you can't take it like a game that will come. If you win or lose, we will play another one 2 years time. If you don't have that very mindset, number one, they will win. They not go give you shishi. Shishi, you don't go even receive. The jubilation you are jubilating is just for interim time. Hunger will soon tell you, my dear, still there.
The reality of life.
So, to me, tomorrow, you look at the way your health is. It tell them, make them go with their distance when they carry the cup. I don't know how much the cup we actually use to better this our economy. That should be our ultimate concern right now.
So please, again, a quick question. How do I know my heart is smoking? What symptoms should I be looking out for?
Oh yes, that's what I say. It's diverse. And unfortunately, the problem that happens in the heart can be triggered with other surrounding medical conditions.
Yeah.
So some people may be treating ulcer, you have ulcer, they say you have ulcer, whereas the heart is packing up. Do you understand what I mean? And some other things like that. So that's why fundamentally it's not just only waiting for the said symptom or when you collapse or when you are having tightness of the chest, breathlessness, sudden collapse, easy tiredness, leg swelling. Some people may have heart failure without leg swelling, but the heart, if you look at the QRS complex, is already widened in such a manner that the heart can perform again. Do you understand me? You see a lot of people with complete heart block, but they will not know. Some of them can. It's not cheap. As it stands right now in Nigeria, go and buy bag of rice. This other one, buy coffee.
Or just the casket.
You will understand that burial is not cheap as it stands today in Nigeria. So whatever money you have to keep yourself healthy and get more money later is cheaper than whatever. But these are some of the points that have been given to our people, whereby you rather will spend on any other thing and your health becomes something that is God's responsibility to do. So it is quite a crazy situation. Or you go change the pistol rings and all those kind of stuff. So that's exactly what happened. We should understand no one is getting younger. It's a deception by excellence. Deception by excellence. As of yesterday, not be the same cell where they your body see day today. Do you understand? And this is good progress. So how could somebody witnessing his or herself
grow older
and the feeling that nothing is there? Take our time. Aging without going for health check is like driving a car without dashboard. I say it over and over again.
All right, one more time, doctor, because we know that there's a match coming up, and it's important for as many Nigerians who want to watch this to understand where they stand. Where can they send those who already have an ECG? Where can they send their graph to get interpretation?
I said that particular number now, we dedicated it.
Yes.
Do you understand what I mean? Because we made it accessible so that people could be able to properly give professional interpretation. Take that number again, 081 0 into 5 places 851. Again, 081 0 into 5 places 851. You send it there and patiently wait for that particular reply. It's something that can guide you and give you an answer as quickly as possible.
Fantastic, thank you. And with that said, we wish the Super Eagles all the very best tomorrow. I did see them when they gave, I think it was a 1 minute silence for all the people who died watching the semi-finals. And they said because of that, they will win. I hope that all we will get tomorrow is just the winning and that we won't record any deaths from people watching the match.
That's our prayer.
That's the prayer. Yeah. Let's get to the other angle before we advance to being a billionaire. We mentioned that one of the key things to being a billionaire is understanding where we are now, and there is perverse poverty across the land. There are people who are shocked at where they are now because they didn't expect that they will be this poor at this moment, and the number of people who continue to complain about their economic situation continues to rise. It's rising faster than we see people who are claiming to have breakthroughs. So I think that first of all, we'll start with where are we? Why are we here now? Why are we experiencing this now? What's the origin to this?
Yeah, very important question because in as much as we are going to talk about billion, according to you right
Yes.
now, there are people that are just thinking of how will
Can I just eat?
be able to eat today, and that's why I keep saying in this very program, please get everyone involved as we are going to take this very billionaire series, the making of a billionaire. I don't say the overnight billion, the
No,
making,
the
the
making. There's
process
the
of
process.
how you could become a billionaire and the sustainable prosperity. Not the issue of I buy car, I build house. No, you are still a poor man. I got a contract. You are still a poor man. The fact remains that how would it be sustainable? That is the key goal on this. And we also working towards supporting a number of businesses and also careers. But when we roll it out, that's why you have to make this very program on a day, on a as a matter of fact, as much as be a friend of this station because it's absolutely designed solution. Not talking about how Nigeria done war and all that. What can we make out of the war situation in Nigeria? But looking at the issue of the origin of the best man in the country become based on how much stock and how much money you have in the bank rather than how much impact you made in humanity. The crisis of human being have known no end ever since then. Very regrettable. As of June 22nd, 2023,
Yes, sir.
100, there's 10 billionaires in the world. 10 of them is richer than 100 poor countries in the world.
Countries.
Yes. They worth $1.34 trillion, while those other one were approximately now 900 billion. All right, dollars. That's if you put the likes of 4 of our billionaires, they are richer than that.
That's Nigerian billionaires.
Yeah, Nigerian billionaires, they are richer than our external reserve. Do you understand what I mean? So you look at this very obsession. I have to be the richest man and all of that. So we end up craving for name in that title rather than how much impact. I grew up from a community.
Yes.
In a community where you have a lot of millionaires, a lot of billionaires in my community. If you see where they are boasting or when they want to quarrel with each other, the one will tell you how many people are you employed, how many roads in this community did you build, how many people are you training in school,
What interventions have you brought in?
Have you brought in? So their pride is the number of people they've raised, the number of people they changed their lives, and all of that. But today, the reverse is the case, which is also impacting on the youth of our country, whereby somebody will just say, I just built my mansion. It showcase it with maybe one limousine and all of those things. People will be clapping for you. How many people employed? It's no statistics. So,
and nobody's asking.
No, it is a norm. It is something that is satanically manipulated as it were now, where people are now on the issue of pursuit of who become the richest,
most flamboyant.
And looking at it, that is also is the reason why you will see now, because there's the issue, somebody, so where do bank get
Their funds from?
their funds from? If the depositors' money is also getting this thing. The genesis of it is that because these same things walk into our leaders, political leaders, and you find a scenario where somebody will get to the office, it will be packing money. It will be packing money so that I will be the richest, the richest. It will be in position to, while in the office, it will use pseudonyms to go and open up in an account. That's why many billions got lost when BVN came on board. Because they can't access that money. The person they used to open the account also may not even be available again. There are so many politicians today that are poor, but inside the bank,
their money is
there's a money now tied down, because also the EFCC may be looking at
who's going to come and claim
who is going to claim the money. So everybody leave the money. So in as much as it's dormant in the bank will use it for
businesses,
for trading. Do you understand me? So that could also be in position to support them in that particular regard. A person will become a local government chairman today. The next day, he's riding jeep in a road of his own local government that is looking mess. So it's a global problem. Prosperity is investment you made in people's life. It will never die. As long as life remains, it will never die. But because of that mentality of, yes, to show them that I belong is just how much car. I will be able to show how was the growth. How did this very grow? Does it come overnight? And how does it suddenly become that it's growing in the dimension it's growing?
All right then. Okay, now that we understand the origins and of course the mentality some of the youth are playing here, I'll permit me to drive this way. For a long time coming, we've had the churches preach on prosperity, and of course there's been a lot of people that key into it. But within the same churches now are the people who are experiencing this high level of poverty. So where's the balance with the prosperity preaching that we have endorsed and consumed and our current reality now with those poor people?
It's very important, because in fact it's a very sensitive one that I actually didn't lay much emphasis on that. The truth of the matter is that it apparently saying that our religious organizations are contributing to the crisis we have when it has to do with the level of poverty in our society. We are being fed, I won't say those is like maybe misconceptions. The truth of the matter is that if you look at the 30 years history of of preaching this prosperity, you give your life to Christ, you become a billionaire, you become a rich man, and all those kind of prosperity things. Within that very 30 years, if you do a 30 years job, you do analysis. Do you understand me? You take stock. Can a man begin to build a house without sitting down to count the cost? So what exactly has that message translated in the society? Because all of us, from the statistics that we pray more, only for Afghanistan, 95% in Nigeria pray, but how come in this very dispensation of you, so soon you become a billionaire, how come we have 133 billion Nigerians, this as of 7 months ago, living in poverty? That should be our scorecard. Do you understand? The working of their very this thing, they should be able to translate into our scorecard. But the truth of the matter is that this particular message of sow seed, you become a billionaire, you will prosper. Let me be very honest, and let's just make it as open as it could be. You can be prosperous with whether you are going to church or not. No, before Jesus came, people were prosperous. There is only a principle of life. You can become prosperous only when you can sell a product or you are selling services. It is either you sell services or you sell products. There's no other source of sustainable prosperity, and you will get money.
But to source a product to sell.
Or you source a product, or your idea is making, or your services. Apart from this, anybody telling you anything is just making you just to buy time until you see your poverty in as naked as any other
in 3D.
thing. Oh, very funny.
Poverty in 3D is the worst.
Yes, I mean, this kind of obsession I'm talking about.
Yeah.
When people get to church and give God 3 months, but if you don't bless me in the next 3 months, and we find no, the reason why we seek for God, both the rich and the poor. For the just and unjust. It's God lost man. Let's just be very honest with it. So he caused both the rain and the sun is the source of energy, the source of power, the source of life. So he gave that thing. If you use the principles available, you will be in position to create things that will help you to become rich. Do you understand me? But this idea of prosperity, people are already getting tired of it because it's not working.
Yeah.
Do you understand me? By this time tomorrow, you become a billionaire. Amen.
Why did you scream like
that?
No,
it's just something that people will scream. What do you do? Nothing. Turning people into beggars.
So are you saying the prosperity sermon is being preached amiss?
Perhaps. There's a need for prosperity for people of God to know, because through knowledge you should be able to come out of poverty. Yes. But it's important you get it right. It is not just by seed sowing. You can help. Do you understand me? I'm not saying anybody don't go and sow seed, because the church needs to have fun to also preach the gospel. Yes. Do you understand what I mean? So he said through prosperity shall the gospel be preached abroad. So our contribution is essential. So nobody should take it away from here. But the fact remains that we should not have the ideology that is just this as it's not trade by barter. It's not God have given you this money. That's why one woman went and the money that was given to them to do something, he went and saw it. 2 months after, he went back there and just started and said that he don't saw the thing since 2 months. I never see anything.
My money. I not do again.
You understand? Because
who did you trade with?
He didn't have no in-depth understanding of it, and this become as if it is a transactional engagement. No, we are not giving to God because of God. We give because we love Him.
Out of love.
Out of love. It's not on the basis of because you will put yourself in line of principle of prosperity easily.
Okay.
Do you understand what I mean? Yeah. You can easily put yourself in line of the principle of prosperity, which we will expand, centers on number one, the issue of creativity and integrity. Those
are the two things.
No, only two. People invest into your life, not just only because of because you have integrity. No, if you have integrity, brain is not working. It's nobody will. It doesn't. You will remain a servant forever. But when you are creative and integrity is there, people will pump money. That's why when we get to that level, it's one of the phases we're going to do. Money is everywhere. Come on, money is.
Let me look around.
Money is everywhere. Money is in the hand. People can give you money, not that they want to help you,
but because they know.
No, they're investing in your potential.
Exactly.
Do you understand me? But the problem we have in this side of the world, that many people have integrity, but they're not creative. Those that are very creative are
No
very
integrity.
cunning.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, they still suffer the crisis in one way or the other. We're going to balance some of those other
All
things.
right. Well, you did mention that. Now I'm going.
Aspect of a poor man, and I said it today. When I said the making of a billionaire, I'm not referring to those only that have already been attaining. I'm talking at believing God that before this very series will be over, we're going to raise somebody, people, not just one person, that we say, I was down.
And now I'm up.
But on the encounter with this very program, my business grew. Those that we will support, when there are certain criteria we will use to support them. When it has to do with the issue of bank loan, we will bring in people also. We give the secrets why you should access money from the bank. That money in the bank is a transfer of wealth. Oh yes, when they pray for you for transfer of wealth, it's a spiritual. All those things were going to expansively.
So this series is going to run for several weeks. We're not looking
Oh
at
yes,
just something we're going to come
over the
to.
time that we start rolling out, so people will keep on, hooking into this program, and then we'll be able to take it up to the next level.
Okay. Well, thank you very much. Let me see how I'm going to navigate my conversation from here, because I truly want to let the people who are suffering today know that we are not. We're not oblivious of the suffering, and just want to speak about people who want to multiply their wealth or sustain their wealth. The people who don't even understand how they can change their story now. And there's some people who have found themselves born into poor homes, have remained in poor homes. Is there a possibility that they can change their story?
Yeah, just like we are talking about that, the billionaires of today, 85% of
85%
them are also coming from poor home.
So are you saying that whatever methods that they applied,
It is
we can apply to?
it's something that can be replicated. In addition to God's favor, which we will not be able to rule out, because
Okay.
we will talk about them. Do you understand me? Because he said, that's Ecclesiastes 9 verse 11. He said, I return and I've seen in this one that the race is not for the swift. Yes, I mean, we will get either the battle for the strong or the bread for the men of wise, or for the issue of favor to the skill. But he said, time and chance happening to them all. If you miss your own chance, that's also where a lot of crisis can come in. In this program, we're going to show you opportunities that are opportunities you don't even know. And good thing about God is that, people say opportunity come but once.
Yes.
Ashe?
It doesn't come but once.
No, it comes every day. Every day. Even as we are talking now, it's opportunity for somebody. It's like somebody will just be that, I suddenly pumped into this program. That's all. I suddenly. So there is what is called the spirit of serendipity. Serendipity has been like, the nature of God in terms of attending to all. Majority of the things you become in life is not what you prayed.
Yeah.
All those I pray, Lord, 21 days fast. By this time tomorrow, if you don't give me this, I go die. By the other time tomorrow, majority of major breakthrough come and in a serendipitous manner, in such a manner that I didn't pray for it, I didn't know, but you must be sensitive
To the opportunities.
to the opportunity when they come. I will be in position to look at that. Now, looking at a poor man, I grew up from a family. A family in the sense that I may be the person that may live a life of Moses. I will tell the story now.
Okay.
All right? I belong to a family that it happened that my biological father happened to be one of the richest men in Anambra State. All right? I will tell the story.
Grew up in wealth.
So you'll be able to understand that very principle. It happened to be the richest man. As of 1990, S-Class, it was the first to buy S-Class Mercedes. So in fact, when we're moving, it will be as if we will have a flag and all that. However, the part, and because traditionally I belong to this other side of the divide of that man that died, because in Igbo land they have it that whosoever that married the person, any child they gets is still the
dead man.
Yes, it's not based on biological as it's having in the River State here. So this was the foundation. So in other words, as the richest man in Anambra then and the son, I was not entitled to any of his
property.
That is it. It's a traditional norm. Yes, I mean that you are not entitled to any dime from me. So now
you're not seen as his son.
Yes, you are still the son traditionally of this other one. Do you understand? Yeah. So I grew now from this poverty dimension of life of my mom, even though I still have to interact on the other side, but
with your dad.
Practically it is still, you are still belonging there. So that gives a word now is that no mortal man born of a woman can buy. Where is my place in life? You know, when we will be able to come up with some of the computers we actually we will make available for all homes, you find that most times we allow our children to follow the track of just you go to school, you do this one, you come out.
Yes.
Only for him after he finishes school and become a medical doctor. Now that time he will say, hey, I'm supposed to be a musician. The parents will get so disappointed.
How crazy after school?
How could you have been able to be a medical doctor now you are
you want to sing?
You want to sing. I want to become an artist. That is the original endowment. But there was a distortion. So for you to be able to identify yourself, there are two signs God normally gives. Arrange things. You believe in excellence, all right? And if you come here, people scatter things like that. You begin to quarrel. People will now begin to, over the time, himself not understanding that my calling is to be able to work out some things to arrange this very place better for people. They can even pay me for that. But you will now become like, you become a critic. So everything you see, we criticize. Everything you see, we criticize. That thing that is making you to feel exasperated, that particular thing
is a calling somewhere.
It's a calling of God for your life. No, I grew up and I discovered that I stayed in Ogoni for 2 months one time ago. It's in Ogoni that actually this very vision came.
Wow.
Yes. He said, I did something for them. I started teaching them in their own language. And only along the line, people were talking to themselves concerning those health reasons because I didn't use the big grammar.
Yes.
So God said to me, decode these medical terminologies in a common man's language, that by so doing you will save millions of I will read those things and do it in a way that anybody who is going to read it will pass the exam. So over the time of writing those series, I started selling it to people. So I discovered business dimension of how you could move your intellectual property to trade. Do you understand me? So I started selling those things. They made this series. And I started also finding myself that most times I think differently. You know, they call me PAF in school, progress activating factor. That even everybody they say that you no go work, you no go work, you no go.
Oh, you come, you find
When
out
I
it works.
come, I will say,
It go
hey,
work.
this is good. And I don't know how one way or the other, you know, so the thing will work. So these are some of the things that actually build around me in terms of mentality. So being able to identify, your own may not be multidimensional,
Yeah.
as the case may be. So, but being able to know this is natural endowment. You have not at that time say you dey go church or you no dey go church. Whether you dey go church or you no go church, that's why they call it talents. Advantage of you relating with God now is that he said there is a spirit in man, but God's inspiration not on this thing that shall not if you do this, but no. It's a beautiful fellow to relate with. So it could give you insight. You know, I take an instant of what I started in United States. This Civil Tech Hub,
Okay.
when we started the this thing initially. You know, then was 2014 started, but more pronounced 2016. But the fact about this is that when I got there and they said we started, I paid $30,000 to Falcon. It's in California, and not Hollywood area. So I paid $30,000 to them, non-refundable consultation fee, and this is actually designed that you can't be refunded, but they will help me develop these things.
Your
That
ideas.
yes, this is. We scattered along the line, and the CEO said, after a while, there's no algorithm to support what I'm dreaming. That this. It was very nice, but I told him emphatically, I don't get discouraged because I just discovered you are the wrong person for me to meet. He was so he felt it also. So I left his office, pick up some guys in University of Science and Technology. We started along the line. It didn't also go, and now I have to talk to God. I say, God, if I'm in US, these guys will not understand me. Is it when I come back to Nigeria? And he said to me, speak no more to them in words, speak in figures. So this Dr. Save a Life app and most of this my home clinic application we develop is developed based on the foundation of figures. So I design it mathematically, and after the coded it mathematically, I put the words inside it worked. That's a mystery today. So you find the combination in that very grand that you having a talent and aligning yourself with the person who also said that the secret things of God, say pray and I will show you great and the mighty things which you don't know. So when you put all that very blending, it opens your eyes to what the world could not even do. That's why I want to challenge every African, leave the skin. We can do much more. And why they're not endowed with that computer insight is because we, the parents, knowing what is obtainable in the world today, we don't want our children to have access to the internet. We don't want them to be exposed to all kind of stuff going on there.
Yes.
Then you deprive them from that access. All right? So depriving them, they will now join the rat race of you go to this, you go to university, you come out without value. There are a lot of graduates in Nigeria today
without value.
It's just like the primary school of those days. You know, those people that did primary school, yes, can work with the white men. You remember now? Most of my of doctor, engineer, lawyer, barrister, this other one. No, it has nothing. Technology is going to wipe off everything you talk about profession. gonna wipe off all those ones. When doctors started running out of Nigeria, all right, I just say, God, what will be the fate of the people?
Of the people.
You can imagine in Nigeria, by reason of World Health Organization criteria of a nation that should be covered, it should have at least one doctor to 600
Patients.
patients. But currently we have one doctor to 10,000.
Patients.
One to 10,000 population. So what will be the fate of those people when they start having crisis?
No doctor to attend
No
to them.
doctor to attend to it. And that is why we created my own clinic. It was gonna be another dimension. So it's that doctors are abroad, anywhere they run to, they will still attend to their village people. No, they will.
The way you said they will still attend to their village people.
They will attend to their village people.
There's no running away from them.
No. So that's one of the key things, that technology is going to change a lot of way we live our lives, and people need to sensitive. That's one of the sections we're going to take when the time will come.
When we get there. Okay, I want to be able to see how much of this conversation we can buttress today, but I also don't want to put too much inside. So sometimes it's best to just give them a little so that they're able to adjust to that, and then another next time. But I know there's so much to cover when we're looking at this series. But for today, I think it's important that we stick on identifying your place in life and how early. So for most of us who are listening, we've gone beyond 11, 12. Does that mean it's over for us? You didn't identify that time.
No. Abraham. That's one also coming here.
Yeah.
Because you made a statement now that is quite critical. Identifying your place. That's why I said when we were going to talk about values you can get when you are in UK. He does, in fact, even inside his heart or her heart, there is a lot of uncertainty, instability. But I just have to go. But something is telling you, this place you want to go, what will you be doing? He said, let me go first.
There are so many people on the let me go first.
Oh, let me go first. And when
I'll discover what to do there.
And when he gets there, if he's trapped for life. Sometimes they feel ashamed. That's why for those of you watching from UK and watching Europe and America, if you don't do, come back. Just return. There is hope. That's okay. This one why they talk there is hope for Nigeria. Why sorry.
Is it the hope that?
Sorry.
Well, let's leave it as that. There's hope.
See the way I talk, somebody could some people want to stone me. See for Nigeria, say make it come back there.
I should leave where I am.
I wouldn't have said this so strong.
Say it with one leg.
Okay. Come back, there is hope. I was talking about identifying who you are.
Who you are.
I realized something that I have an uncommon spirit of copy.
Of what?
Hey, I copy a lot.
What is that now?
If our leaders will have the spirit of copy, Nigeria will change. I discovered that if I, like now, in our factory in China, one of the major things that made that very factory, and while other people come under that free trust, is just because what I copied from elsewhere,
you brought it there.
I brought it there. So my product looks so unique. Everybody wants. So capacity to be in position to copy. Do you understand what I mean? Yeah. That's why in our facility sometimes I don't want to change some things when they are there because they will discourage me. Okay, this is still fine now. This is still fine. After they go out,
you change it.
I break the place. Before they come the next day, I don't break them. I don't break am already. So the spirit of copy, so being in position to copy. So even if you are there, that's why I'm talking now. You are in United States, you are in Canada, you are in this. Look at what is working there that is not working in your country. That is your money. That's all. This is what I mean. Anywhere I travel to, when I started my journey in India, I discovered that this thing they're doing there, I can replicate it here in Nigeria. He said to Abraham, leave your place to the land I will show you. He left. Now that's call for when do I have to start? He started at 75. So there's nothing like saying I've already gone far. If you are going to Lagos, you find yourself in Calabar. The only option,
you turn around.
You must come. You must start coming back. Otherwise, say, I don't go far now. Now Cameroon, you will end up back. Peninsula, no. So the option is that be where you are called. That same Abraham came to a point where he had a famine. Not today famine started. Not today hunger started. Oh, it has been there since. It come in phases. It's a phase of life. Just like Nigeria now passing through some level of famine is already coming because most people are not farming in north again. Food scarcity is also coming in. So many things are coming. So it's a famine situation. When Abraham met his own, he left to Egypt. All right? Yeah. In the generation of his son Isaac, the same famine will come again. It's a seasonal thing. Challenges of life are without timetable. It go come. If you don't prepare for it, that's why you start having problems. So during his time again, Isaac made the same famine. But look at what happened. He wanted to follow the direction of his father. God said to him, stay here now and cultivate here. Till this land dry. You know what's going on? When there's famine, even and it's a clay. It's
hard to crack it.
It was hard to crack. He said, crack it. This guy had to dig, and from there the mystery of irrigation farming came. He discovered irrigation farming. He became very rich. So challenges are even part of God's agenda
to prosper you,
to be able to create opportunity for you. You understand? So now, each journey of each and every one, if you look at them, but look at Jonah from Nineveh. He said, no, I will go Tarshish. He entered with some people. Do you know the bad thing about it and why it's dangerous for people making this kind of movement? Is that this guy came to a point where he joined these other people. For those people to move forward in the journey of life, they sacrifice that guy inside the sea. That's how many destinies. Some are perishing in Mediterranean Sea. Some are dying there in many cities. Some are there. They live, they only walk. 24/7 work, no satisfaction, no fulfillment. Because in the journey of life, it is fulfillment. It's not this money. Oh, come on. It's this fulfillment. Until you come to a point of fulfillment in the journey of your destiny, you are still broke, emotionally broke. A lot of things are not yet fixed. That fulfillment. All right. You see, a lot of them will be there working 24/7. In the eyes, they will be there. Some will cry, but there's nobody to help. And at the end of the day, they say it's just because this is a place. But we're going to discover the opportunities in the midst of this very famine. So, most important thing is for you to know where God placed you. And if you know, He will be able to help you. And that will bring us right now to my journey in life and how do I actually discover. Okay. Those are two things. One beautiful thing is that why I have this very passion to do this is that I have passed through certain things that will go a very, very long way to help us understanding. Number one is that I graduated from University of Port Harcourt. And in all of my dream is that as soon as I'm done with school, a time will come, I will bring them from different nations of the world. Be sensitive to know I'm the one sending them. But always remember you are the same yesterday, today, and forever. That I didn't understand. So as I got my
To be smooth.
the same me where God says stay back here. We went to house job in other Port Harcourt University Teaching Hospital. They took everybody, they didn't take me.
Did you ask God? Are you sure you said I should stay? Did I really hear you? Or?
Yeah. They didn't take me. And that time there was a free, just to get a job is not a problem.
But somehow you didn't get.
And they didn't give me. So I have option to go to university, this FNC, Umuahia, a lot of other places. Because I have no license to practice and also no accommodation. My people are living in Enugu, so I don't even have accommodation. No money from anywhere. And I have to believe I lived inside Civic Center for 1 year. So they called me on phone. And I answered them. I said, "Where are you?" I said, I told them I'm in Civic Center now. That was my house. My sister, then they came in. He came with one other person. They came. I said, "Where is the place?" I said, "Cross the main bow. You know, it's behind. If you follow Benaka, it's closer." So he said, "Cross the main bow." And they were coming. Where are you now? As I came in, they came into that hall where the church, the small church is. I brought her, we used to stack the white chairs in the church. Okay. So I brought her 4. Now 1 for
your sister, my
sister, the husband, and the guy. And I sat, and I was still telling the vision. Now God is making so very soon. So they were looking at me. I didn't know I was so dry. So my sister left this chair, went to the book, and was weeping. He cried. So I waited for my sister to come. Mm-hmm. My sister wasn't coming. So I went outside.
To look for her.
I looked for her. I saw my sister behind the pillar, shedding tears. I was asking me, he called me my Igbo name, Chukwujeku Ogene. What is the problem? How did you
get here?
What is the problem? How did you just find it? He was shedding tears. But that's myself that he was talking. I was very happy. I said, you will not understand. Do you understand me? I've written 2 books. What is it?
From the floor there.
That's why I say this very program is for the lifting of men from the scratch. Yeah. He said he taketh the poor from the dunghill and places him among the places. His hand can do that. And we do it for somebody as this very program progress. So that very position made me that when eventually
your sister left you there?
Then I didn't know how much, so she came back with this, so we talked. And they finally left. Do you understand what I mean? It's my younger sister. It wasn't as if I'm going to beg them for money. Mm-hmm. Despite the fact they were comfortable. I know there was no spirit of I beg, give me. It's not inside me. And I wasn't.
You didn't feel that you were suffering.
Yeah, I wasn't for suffering.
You didn't see it.
I didn't see it. Sorry, I'm beginning to
I noticed you were getting emotional, so let me just it happened. I mean, like you said, it might not be a story a lot of people want to share.
Yeah.
What is even still very impressive to me is how dire your situation was then, yet you had so much joy. You were saying it, and I felt there was something about your process that we're missing and we need to talk about a bit. And you nailed it when you said it was, the God in you at that time. There are too many people who will listen to you, and I have been listening to you. There are several times when you said, God told you, stay back. God gave you that vision. God showed you this. How did you get into, because too many people don't know that they need to have that relationship with God to be able to advance in certain ways. So how did you start that relationship with God?
Yeah, the truth of the matter is that, so maybe the way they presented.
The period where you were having all these difficulties and everything, in that there was creativity. You were writing. There was creativity. Aside the fact that you've also harnessed a career path to become a doctor. There was still creativity in you. But and another thing I want to also underline is the credibility. You said there was a pastor that allowed you to stay there. There are several people who the pastor wouldn't have allowed to stay there if he noticed they were not credible in certain ways. But there so that we can absorb. Even in the class, they will teach a little today. Teacher will hold on to the rest. We can't pour out everything. And I'll encourage you to make this series something that you don't miss. It's a good thing that we have it up on Dr. Silver Live page on Facebook. You can always get back to it in case you missed any part. We also have that on our Facebook page, the radio station's Facebook page, and that is Save Alive 889 FM. You can go on it and you can catch up with some of the things that you have missed earlier on. We covered quite an extensive conversation today. We covered quite an extensive conversation today. We started off, of course, with health, and we declared that chasing the money, becoming the billionaire, being or getting sustainable wealth is hinged on the fact that you remain healthy. Your health comes first before everything else. You must maintain that. And we spoke about the people who died watching the football match. Spoke about the young lawyer who died, slumped and died at the magistrate court. And again, we reiterated the fact that it seemed as if, for the reasons we're seeing now, we had started earlier a conversation on your heart and making sure it was healthy. And even prior to all of this, the doctor had also mentioned how the foundation had made. I'm going to open the phone lines, and you can engage the doctor in any line of conversation tailored around the things that we have spoken about today. The numbers you can dial and send us, or you can send text messages to, or you can actually call 08187 888 That's 081 87 888 and then you have 091 6000 8890 091 6000 8890. All right, so we'll take calls, and I'll also be reading some of the messages that we have from our Facebook page. That's on Dr. Silver Live. We also have that.
A doctor can be wherever he is and see it real time. This is just effort to be in position to prevent some of this, the word preventable death as can be. And it's a very simple test. You will not, just like we talk about hell and hearty. Hell and hearty does not connote that you are medically
healthy.
fit. So use it as a routine. Make it a routine. I think it's one of the most important investigation. Everyone should be in position to go right now, and be able just to have something on that. So, the Dr. Civil Life Foundation is also going to some of these estates, but they have to be in position to apply officially, just for them to visit the estate, run it for them and so on. Because it's a campaign. We just have to do something at this point in time. It's no longer a joke.
Exactly. I agree with you. It's no longer a joke, really, because, just when we started talking about heart issues, it seemed as if we say hearing more and more.
It's been there. It's just been there. Only that, people are beginning, when it's beginning to affect as many people, and we can't be giving glory to demon and attack and those things. No, the time is over.
Hello, good morning. Morning, what's your name and where are you calling from?
Yes, I'm Mr. Kirian. I'm calling from Port Harcourt.
All right, Mr. Kirian, go ahead.
I want to appreciate the doctor.
Thank you.
As you are hearing me, I sat down lonely in my house listening. And I believe that his words this morning have started changing my life. So that is the good news. I will continue to listen to this program every Saturday morning. God bless you, ma.
Thank you very much. Thank you. But let me just quickly reiterate. It's lovely that you're listening on Saturday. Saturday is a punch, I agree. But there are also UPSs during the week. There are UPSs within the week that you don't want to miss, right? I'll encourage you to also listen in during the week for some of the fantastic programs that we have. Hello, good morning. Yes, morning. What's your name and where you calling from?
Yeah, good
Please
morning.
turn down the volume of your radio set or move away from it.
It's off, it's off.
Okay, go ahead.
My name is Bran. I'm calling from Ogun Valley. So I really want to thank you for this opportunity and this program too. God bless you, sir. In fact, what you told us this morning have actually changed my mentality. God will bless you abundantly. You have in the terms of making the millionaire and others, you have actually changed my mentality. Please, sir, I have a problem. And because that somebody, is there any medicine for pile? Or do somebody go for operation? So external pile, like hemorrhoid.
Okay. Mm.
Is that medicine that some
Yeah. The issue that has
He said, wait, hold on. He said one. You have a second question. Do you have a second question? Yes, go ahead.
no, go ahead.
Okay, second.
Okay. Yeah. The issue that has to do with pile, otherwise called hemorrhoid, medically. The issue is that it's no longer as something of a threat or you
As it
carrying
used
and
to be.
messing up your sink and also getting yourself exposed on the issue of infection in case of public engagement. So the fact remains that the issue of pile now can be said to be a 10 minutes or 15 minutes mass laser hemorrhoidectomy. Usually from initial one or cutting it and sitting on it, but that one is over now. Then you go further to the aspect that has to do with staple hemorrhoidectomy. You push it there and all that. But right now, the laser go to that very place because that is just engorgement of blood vessels that when you now still has to, it will crack and blood will come. So once the laser goes in there, it dries that thing up. And you can go back to house that same day.
All right. Okay, I hope that sorts your question out. Hello, good morning. Morning, this is Save Alive 88.9 FM. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Igor Italy. Good to have you. Go ahead.
Yes, thank you very much. I've been opportunity to meet Dr. One-on-one, and the doctor is a very nice person. When you meet him, I learned a lot from him. So, Doctor, I want to ask, when it comes to this genotype, is there any treatment that can be taken for two persons that are MS?
Yeah, no, as it stands right now, there's no drug because it's a genetic build up, and the issue of SASAS prone you into the possibility of having a sickle cell. It's not that anybody asking you don't marry somebody you love, but also the certain implication that can corrupt that very love, is one of the reasons why one asks at this very juncture you could be in position to look into it critically. Options available has to do with PGD, pre-implantation genetic diagnosis, which is quite a complex process. It's done over there in Thailand and Cyprus. But the journey of it, even as an outcome, also is not like we want to do, you must be successful on it.
Okay.
So, pushing all those stress, other option will be, okay, if the man or the woman is AS or the man is AS, if they reach a consensus based on companionship they have been able to see they develop between themselves, the issue is that they can be able to look at either a donor egg or a donor sperm of AA genotype. So that will be in position to cushion the crisis that is expected.
Yes.
Otherwise, they can decide on what should be good for them.
Okay. Let me also let you know that you can send in text messages to 081 621. I'll call that number again. 08136977621. Send text messages. I'll be reading those text messages in a bit. Hello. Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
I'm William calling from Alema.
Williams from Alema. Go ahead.
Yes, yes. Please, doctor, I love the way you laugh. Your laugh, your laugh makes me feel good. And sorry, I've been following you since 2019 in Wazobia March. What time I started following you, I thought you were a man of God from the way you present things. Not until now. And I know that yes, you are the main medical man. So, sir, please, I want to ask you a question. You know, when they say people are scared of going to hospital to do checkup, like me, I am not scared. I have been opportunity to work in a medical organization as a security operative, and I know what is there, and I know how much they cost, even to run tests. I know how much bill they will give you. So now, sir, I want to ask, please, how much do you do with ECG? That ECG, because like me now, if I get angry, it's because I saw my chest is paining me.
And if they die, they did there, they ask. Oh, goodness me. Very important that you made mention of something, and that has to do with the aspect of now. In the hospital and say you know how much it's in the charge. It's only a function of priority.
Yeah.
And that is one of the greatest things I want us to achieve through this very campaign. Yeah. All right? Priority. The man that is telling, say, I no get money. Now, let me just make it just to him now. Somebody now, maybe if you don't have a car, and somebody brought a car that is being otherwise of a value of 20 million, and said that I'm very desperate. I just needed money even to buy a flight ticket. I want to Japan. Okay? So, and now he say he want to sell down car 2 million naira. Even though you don't have that 2 million,
you look for a way to get it.
It will just give me. How long? He say just
1 week.
1 week. Okay, please just give me. Before you know, you see yourself pressing phone,
calling people up.
Okay, will I say this one? Will I not say this one to buy the car? So the summary of it is that what you don't put value on, you don't spend for it, and that is the undoing of the people of this side of the world. And that's also has gone to the point of affecting us from our religious mentality. Any other thing people will spend money buy to go and give testimony in the church, when it comes to their health, they say it's not my portion. Even when you are spending money to take care of your health to be strong and come back to business, it will be paining you. He says, is it not the money I would have used to do something perhaps more important than who you are, who will keep you, who is thinking to make that money? It's a problem. It's not a function of us doing the ECG. Some of them also will run under the foundation free. So, but go to any hospital, run the ECG. 12 lead is better also to give us the opportunity to do proper evaluation of it. You can send it to that number I mentioned earlier, 081 0 into 5 places 851. I take it again, 081 0 into 5 places 851. That will also be interpreted properly and professionally free for you.
All right, someone, you just sent a text message and you're asking just the same question. That's why I want to quickly reiterate on that. You sent a text message and you didn't put your name, but it's the same question. So if you just listen now, send your ECG to that, please. And like he said, you can do your ECG in any hospital. If there are hospitals around you that do it, walk in there and do your ECG. All right, phone lines are still hot. 0916 8890 and 081 87 888 889. Hello. Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Jude. I'm calling from Apado.
Give to my badger. Go ahead.
Yes. First of all, I want to appreciate Doctor for this program. It's a mind-blowing program. I learned a lot this morning. So I'm not based in Abuja. I'm not based in Port Harcourt. I'm based in Abuja. I just came in Port Harcourt yesterday, and I come into this program. It's a good thing. I want to ask Doctor. I have been to his hospital once for hepatitis, and they gave me drugs to treat that hepatitis for 6 months. I've taken the drugs, finished, and up to now I'm still having serious symptoms. Is there anything else can I do?
Okay. Well, that's interesting. It's
That is one. Is that's one? Mm-hmm.
That is one. Secondly, I want to ask, please, prostate, is there any prevention for prostate? Because my family lineage, we have that prostate problem.
Okay.
My father died of prostate.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, interesting. Let me first of all, and that's why the issue of these very platforms self that actually give this opportunity for us to be interacting on a broader format. He made mention of having hepatitis B, perhaps, and that very hepatitis B was given drug for 6 months.
Is it B or C?
C.
He said C.
Don't like that kind of drug and not given anywhere, and I'm also know where such was given. And if there is any form of such drug for 6 months given to you, maybe under the platform of that query of Dr. Save Your Life, this thing, you can be in position to push it. But be that as it may, anything that has to do with hepatitis C, as a matter of fact, a number of people even have hepatitis C, and it's not a problem. It's not so causative like that of hepatitis B. You know, so, and if there is anything any doctor should be able to ask you about is to do your routine liver function test. If it is a concern of the possibility of PLCC, primary liver cell carcinoma, or something that maybe, or liver derangement that will call for a concern. If there be a liver derangement, because there's no symptom if you have, whether you have hepatitis B or you have hepatitis C, there's no symptom. So the symptom you are pointing out does not relate to issue of hepatitis at all. So the person will live normal life. The person will just when you only do the blood test, you can find it. Then one will ask you, okay, look at your liver function. If the liver function is fine,
okay,
don't drink alcohol also to make anything that will alter your liver, your liver enzyme. Then you go further to the issue. If there is a sense of liver enzyme derangement, then you can now do viral load for those ones.
Hepatitis.
And that's all. The only thing is, so if you have wife or other people around you that are not exposed, you can give them vaccine and they will live their normal life while you also can live your life the way you're talking about. Even hepatitis B also involved. So it's not, don't get the other side of the story, which we can bring position to put right. Second aspect also has to do with the issue of prostate. Yeah, prostate cancer run in families. But the beautiful thing about prostate cancer is that prostate cancer can be cured. Prostate cancer, I said again, can be cured. Cured in the sense that prostate cancer is a slow-growing tumor. Slow-growing tumor. Just like beautiful aspect of it we get is that think about garden egg. You know, so the garden egg will just be there, all right? You look fine. You go pack them. You know, when you go greed, they will pack them for you, 22 naira. Then you can say, hey, this is very cheap. They carry one basket go home. Only when you open the thing, one or two. At the center of the distance, right, you know,
there,
skip.
Where your teeth just crack like that.
So that is the kind of You now start looking at the background, the spine, or all the neighboring structures.
All right, then. Thank you. I'll take this call before I get to text messages, so please just hold on. I promise I'll get to the text messages in a bit. Hello. Good morning. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Mr. Matthew calling from Port Harcourt.
Mr. Matthew from Port Harcourt. Welcome to Silver Live 88.9 FM. Go ahead.
I don't know whether it's possible for me to get a doctor, let's say, private line. There's something that happened to my daughter about 3 weeks ago. That was totally something I cannot discuss it on air. Although I called the doctor hospital number, which is one of the attendants picked the call and asked the question, but I was not satisfied with the explanation given to me. And as that thing happened, it kept me night open eyes. I couldn't sleep for about 3 days. I could not sleep. So I need to discuss it with the doctor directly. If it's possible.
Yeah, if it is something of counseling, the truth of the matter is that we actually opened this particular segment, if everything flood around me as it's well now. But the issue is that given out this number, yes, I also been in position to cause a lot of headache for myself. So we're going to take it up, and maybe anytime we have the opportunity and see.
All
But
right.
I'm available whenever I'm in Nigeria. It's not an issue. I see people.
Okay. Hello? Yes. Good morning. What's your name? Leo from Port Harcourt. Good to have you. Go ahead.
Okay. Yes, I want to say, I'm just tuning into the program, but I have a
I would like if when we do call, we stick to the conversations that we've had here. I understand that the last caller said he's just joining the conversation, so maybe he missed out on a lot of things that we have had to speak about. For those who want to see the doctor particularly, please, the hospital is very different from what I'm doing here. Find a way to the hospital and see the doctor if you want. If you also want to see any doctor, there are hospitals all around. The encouragement this morning is that we should have the need to see our doctors, not a particular doctor. There are hospitals all over River State. There are hospitals outside River State. Get one and start the processes of checking your health. This is the engagement that we're hoping that we can get people to believe in. Aside that, anything else that you think you need to see the doctor for, find a way to the hospital and you can see him. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Good morning, what's your name? Free? Chukudi, go ahead.
My wife did an amputation of her leg 2 months ago.
Amputation.
At Unifor, and it was successful. And the wound is healing normally. We've gone for appointment. Everything about the healing of the wound is okay. She's having this irregular pain. It comes maybe like in a day, about 4 or 5 times or thereabout. Just comes sharp pain. And then it just as it comes immediately, within less than 1 minute, the pain will fizzle out. So I don't know what is behind that pain.
Where's the pain? Where's the pain?
On the leg that was amputated.
Okay. Yeah. The truth of the matter is she diabetic?
Oh.
Okay. Okay. But whatever be the reason for the amputation, please say pity. I believe in that a lot could be done. If you are diabetic, don't wait until you have a crisis that will make them to cut off your leg. No, give your health medical attention as early as possible. Don't leave the doctor with the option of saving the life of the person by giving the option of cutting off the leg. But this on the aspect of what causes the pain. See, it's not something that is anything wrong. But you remember that when the leg is being cut, you cut both the nerves, cut a lot of other stuff, all right? Which when that very place is healing, in fact that place will sometimes if it hit something, if it touch the nerve, it be as if you receive electric shock. Or that's why sometimes at this early time they say cover that very place very well, not to have a very direct contact with the things, pending the time the thing heal and the body knows say na so we be.
And to adjust.
So they have to adjust to that.
All right. I'll take some text messages now. Good morning, sir. My name is Frank, based in Port Harcourt. I had issues sometime last year and was sick. So I went to the hospital where they checked my BP. They said it was high. I was placed on mild BP drugs then, 1 tablet for 2 days. After it, the BP went down. I then got scared, and whenever I remember that I feel,
Things are too expensive to manage. So on that particular accord, my friend, go to the hospital, go and see your doctor. You people should start continue from where you stop, and then take your drugs where applicable. All right, they don't play game with health, because a car where you know service, where you go stop you. That's one of those cars where I get this.
buy your car
that my car. So we use the car. I discovered that anytime I provoke with the car, he go stop me somewhere.
So the guy says, so you're angry with me. No,
I gave a decent experience when I discovered that my car was almost becoming an ancestor. They push it, green. And they have to go. One person say, let's put gin, kai inside. As we now put the car, it is need to start. Hey, I had to knock.
Ancestor.
Don't they enter ancestor? When they come provoke, they say, the thing was suffering me too much. So it's like they can say, okay, now that I see they manage you. So they were doing Choba Road. Yeah. They now, this is one way now. But the other way, they've done it to an extent, but they never tell you so you can drive on it. Something God tell me, I make I enter that one when they never complete. That's why I enter that one. The thing go stop me where I no go get help.
Only you there.
So my friend, I had no stop you for where you no go fit. You return. That's why.
If one doesn't.
Individual genetic makers. Some people sweat on the feet, some people sweat on the face, on the body, and all those kind of stuff. There are different products that could be able just to help. You can try any of them, or you see the dermatologist that could be able to see a number of them tried and see working. And the aspect of that is part of the thing I've just discussed. When we will be in position to, we're trying to create a kind of a forum where people could be able just to, have their business, even if just small scale. We get to see how far are you doing this very business. We'll be able to teach you what are the requirements, even if you want to go and get money from bank. You find that you have all your father's property. Has to do with the issue of the birth during delivery. So that's why when we look into the issue of maternal health, you will find out that most of those babies you will have to deliver, and they say you have been in labor for 2 days or 3 days, you are not doing the intellectual property of that your baby well. That's why you can see couple very intelligent. When they deliver the baby will become www.olodo.com. You understand me? So you just begin, no, it can't be. Something happened when that baby wasn't delivered. And once that brain is affected, that very baby will take it a little hard to be in position. So we will look into that in another section.
Subsequent sessions. My name is Napoleon Bedi Erikosima. I thank the doctor. The Almighty God will continue to bless him. Samuel N. Kogbara wants to know how one can get money from the bank without collateral. We said, well, we can't. This is not part of the series for today. Maybe by the time we come back on the making of a billionaire, that will be something to be discussed. You just have to continue listening in. It's a series. Good morning, doctor. Could it be possible that a woman to be pregnant and still be having her monthly blood flow? I didn't have a name for that.
Yeah, it's neither here nor there. It's a rare development. Let me not write it off so that will not cause problem. But the issue is that if you are pregnant and you are bleeding, it's an anomaly. Yeah. Go to the hospital, do a scan, and confirm where that very baby is. Okay. So some people will be pregnant for 2 years.
Good morning, doctor. Can a non-medical personnel be trained to interpret ECG? Anele from Port Harcourt.
Absolutely. It's not a thing of only the doctor. No, provided you have the principles, understanding of that. If you have done anatomy or physiology, physiology people just understanding of ECG is not so complex. And as a matter of fact, it's something that everybody need to know. That's as it stands now.
You need to know.
Yeah, because when we will do our technology, you will see the result also. Because we just have to do something. Many people are just dying, and the worst still is even in the churches that somebody will say it is a devil or an enemy. It's responsible for it. So if this enemy is this very powerful, we better look for where it is for them. That's just the truth.
This powerful enemy.
This powerful enemy.
We might as well just come.
Oh yes, if we can win them, he says you join. But when we know is that our God is powerful enough to keep us in perfect peace.
Good morning, doctor. My name is Alfred. What is the way forward for a man who is already in his 40s and just realized that he shouldn't have been an engineer? But considering the age limit of a man now, though Abraham lived over 900 years, but humans don't live that long again, can he start afresh and meet up in life?
All right. There are a lot of people at the age of 40, they say what they say, a fool at 40 is a fool forever. That does not connote age. It is something that if you have not been able to have these certain things you are already building upon, and the end of the sort is say, where will I start from? Do you understand what I mean? But if you discover yourself, and now you say, God, what will you have me do? The problem is that when he will tell you this is what you will do, you will want to start from the top instead of being able just to build and steadily build it up. When I started Dr. Seve, this good works and the flow, this is a mystery. People will not shine your light for you.
You have to shine yours.
No. I followed the bus that was going to Lagos one occasion only for come to the road. And the vehicle light went off. And we saw another vehicle that has a bright light to follow that one. Only along the line, the guy in the van, we parked there.
Your light has gone.
You don't use another man's headlamp to drive your own car. You will crash. Start with that. That's basically when we come to this issue of why bank will just give you money. Nobody will. You have to lay a foundation. That's why sometimes they will ask you even some 6 months projections. Can we see how far you have been able to do? We will teach people even on how to keep accounts and something that can help them also. But now looking at it in that particular aspect, because of that, the first 700,000 I made as a medical doctor through my hard job, I use it to sponsor programs I made in different communities. Wow. My people, they called me Father Christmas. I don't become Father Christmas. But thank God I'm eating from the Christmas of today.
The Christmas has
challenge. Sometimes I feel pain, a very sharp pain in my either right or left side of my hand. My hand, I feel just a bit at my upper breast. Sometimes the pain graduates to the chest side. If it comes, it will just hook me. I will cease breathing for some time. Sometimes 2 minutes, sometimes a minute, and it's very sharp. When I complain to some people, they said it's cold and all that, but I don't know. So I want to ask the doctor: is it that I need this ECG test, or what other diagnosis should I go?
Yeah, I made mention of something very critical. I say that when you are having any chest pain or something, a discomfort around the chest region, radiating to the back or going to the hand, yes, there are a lot. When I mean the word a lot, because if you check very well, the if you check the nerves that go through the spine and come toward the chest region, they all amalgamated. There's the connected together at the chest region. So problem that has to do with the stomach, from the esophagus to the lungs, or the issue of the pancreatic areas and all that, gallbladder, liver, all of them can give pain that will come towards the chest region. Okay. However, you will be in position to note that of all these I've mentioned coming from different areas, the one that kills is the heart. So the first thing first, whenever you have any form of this, particularly with this one, you're also having some level of misbeats and all that, you need to be in position to get your ECG done. If there's need for echo, if the ECG is not too clear, then you could be in position to consider the issue of 24 hours ECG monitoring, where we can monitor how the whole of your heart perform within 24 hours. There's also what they call tumor cardiac markers, troponin I and T. They also give out information, like when the heart muscles are getting weak, they release those things. So you could be able to give insight. Something. This thing is okay, actually. When I was living in Dioba, I have a friend. And we used to this, and we almost always, have one joke that will make us laugh. We didn't know the impact of this to our neighbors. So one occasion, a couple, they were quarreling, quarreling, wanted.
Okay.
Woman. When you meet a woman, after you leave, you be like, say that person, my heart want to what's the symptom?
Okay. That's basically it's one of the key things we're actually talking about here, where some people die even during intercourse. Most times they will hold the woman responsible. And we are just saying, hey, it is the things we should understand about intercourse, and also particularly for a man, during ejaculation of a man, of the semen, the fact, let me just put it this way, erection is supported by a particular nerve that is called parasympathetic nervous system, but the heart itself is controlled by sympathetic nervous system. But ejaculation of a man is also controlled by sympathetic nervous system that control the heart. So during ejaculation, the heart will stop momentarily. That's why in Latin is called near death. All right. So when ejaculation is ongoing, the heart will stop until the finish. That's some people say, make the thing continue like that.
See, they cross over.
So back to the other side. So, and when this kind of a thing happen to a heart that may have having some sense of compromises, it becomes important that, number one, during intercourse, and you suddenly see some level of unusual weakness, chest pain, or heaviness of the heart, friend, stop at that point in time. Don't say, I don't start, make I complete them. Where you go start? Now the other side of the divide, they go land you. So it's important, even as the madam of the house, if you see the man begin, I beg, say stop using the drugs, because even when he continues on the drugs over the time, he will still tell himself, is that drug? Must I continue on this particular kind of drugs and all those kinds? So he also creating more substrate for
Or
the
the
anxiety.
anxiety.
Do you understand what I mean? So it's something that the worst cannot happen. Do you understand what I mean? And sometimes because of the fear of failure, the fear of not doing well, the fear of how will people. If you fail, get up again.
And
God
try
say that
again.
a righteous man, he didn't call him even a sinner. He called him a righteous man, falleth how many times? 7 times and rises again. So that's one mentality you should be able to have to be able to conquer all those fears.
Hello, good morning. Morning, what's your name? Okay, Emmanuel, where are you calling from? Where are you calling from, Emmanuel? Hello? Go ahead, Emmanuel.
Now, so I want to ask somebody that is having retinal detachment. So I want to ask whether the person is he going to still have his vision back.
It depends on retinal detachment is a very serious and the best result usually happen when it is at that early stage, but you still get to the eye centers where that can be done, and they may get where the world is evolving every day with technology, so we see how best you can get.
No. So I'm still using it since that time. There's no still improvement. Then I called to ask whether is he going to bring back my vision back.
I didn't get that.
Well, I think he said he's been on one particular drug for a long time. He doesn't know whether that drug will
That's
bring
what
his
I'm
vision.
saying. It's something
Up
that
to no.
it's something that you will need to. That's early intervention. This is just what I know should give the best of the result.
All right, then.
But I still maintain that the technology is doing so much in our time that you can't rule out anything pattern.
Okay. All right. You can also send text messages. Please send text messages to 081 36977 Text messages to 081 36977 and then the phone lines 081 87 888 Hello. Yes, please. Good morning. James from Port Harcourt. Go ahead.
Yeah, I want to first of all thank the doctor for this what you do. I like it. My after I'm hypertensive, I'm 36 years old and I'm on my drugs. After the march on that, I think on Wednesday, national appointment now. The following day as I was going to my office, I had this pain, which I went to the hospital immediately, and they said I should go for ECG. I did ECG, they said I should, they said it's abnormal. Then they said I should echo scan and troponin. The troponin is out, they said it's not, but I've not, they booked me for next week for the echo scan. So I don't know whether there's any alarm.
Any reason for alarm?
Yeah, no, you are already on the course of it, A proper interpretation of that will give you an option, a treatment option. But most importantly, if there is anything that has to do with, based on whether there's a uncommon bradycardia or the issue that has to do with atrial fibrillation or any of the second degree or third degree heart block, as other things that could be found in that very heart. If it requires the issue of pacemaker, I do it when their heart is still healthy. Not waiting when you're already having other heart failures and all that, which will take to another level of a device. So most of these things can be given that early intervention. The heart will go back to normal.
So, hello? Hello? Call back if you can. I don't think we made connection with that call. The number's 081 87 888 889 and 091 6,8890 are the numbers you can dial to get through to us. 091 6,8890. Thank you, sir. Please, my brother had an accident in 2021 and his left hand and leg is paralyzed. He's about 57 years. Is there anything we can do?
It's a stroke-like thing because that thing must have affected that part of the brain.
Since 2021. Hello, good morning. Yes, please, what's your name and where you calling from? Isha from Rupoko, good to have you. Go ahead.
I'm a good fan of this radio station since last year, October. I started listening to this station.
Okay. Thank you so much. All right, your question.
My question is that I always have this scratch on my arms and sometimes in between my legs. So I don't know.
You see a dermatologist, those people in charge of the skin, these things, so can help you out.
Okay. Please just call the other numbers. Don't call the one for the text messages. It's stopping my text messages. Hello, good morning. Hello. Good morning. What's your name? If I'm from Transmati, go ahead.
I after calculation, just part and I really say it like this. I see which I like the answer. You know, so let's run from there like go it about.
Hey, brother, there's nothing to be afraid of because actually ejaculation takes a lot of pound from your calorie from you, but that is not saying that you shouldn't find out where it becomes your own, while the other people own will be to run from here reach my one. Your own you go rush you go run reach Aba. So that's a very big concern. You get that? So on that very accord, you shouldn't be in position to be afraid of that. That's what is called stamina. If there are people that can run one small time, they don't. Some people can run 100 kilometers. But all will depend on the state of their engine. How healthy is your engine? That's what we are talking about here. Don't wait until when the thing will now cut the one way go carry you, go from Aba. You see they there, oh, you see they the one day for Lagos. From Lagos, you don't enter Cotonou, and from Cotonou, Ivory Coast, and inside the stadium.
Okay. Yes, join the football. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Yes, please. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Tony. I'm calling from Rumalo.
From Romalo. Good to have you. Go ahead.
Okay. I've been having severe pains at the back of my head, and it has been affecting my eyes for the past few months now. And it has been very severe. Sometimes it do affect me. I cannot do anything like some activity.
Let me ask him something why he's there.
It makes me feel very weak.
Okay, let me ask you so that you be online when I'm still asking you. The headache, it comes all the time. What have you done since that time it happened? Issue of headache, secondary to the way you are complaining, affecting their eye. Why you rule out the issue of BP, you rule out the issue of what they call space-occupying lesion. Is there anything like tumor growing at the base of that particular, maybe anterior pituitary or somewhere that may be pushing your eyes more or compressing the nerve, getting to that place, causing the pain? You look out for that, it's not there. Then you look out for the possibility of migraine and all the rest. So I think a proper evaluation with MRI also. That's good.
Mohammed from Abuja will be happy to laugh.
Okay. You know, one of the things about life is that anything you read it in line with what is your own, what should be comfortable for you, all right? And that's basically what they're looking at it from the perspective that they say that prostate cancer is as a result of when you are not having regular intercourse. That's when you will have prostate cancer. I have a very good thing. Where did you get your own statistics from? All right. One thing about sex life is the most that's where your statistics will become more realistic.
Yeah.
How many reverend fathers do you know that have died of prostate cancer? If you're not as you know, then it means that you no get work. And somebody say
21 times.
you no get work. That's why he say make you just start and just dey go.
I'll take this one because this is nice. I don't know if you have anything to tell the person. What's your name?
Yeah, okay. Thank you. That's a good morning, sir.
Yeah, my pleasure. Good morning.
Yeah, yeah. I'm so happy you're actually turning us around. It's actually from your program I learned that any sign you have in your body, you should go for checkup. So I tried going for checkup. I called last week, so I went for kidney check, and you answered me. So I'm happy because we notice that human beings, we are so stubborn. Some of us, we let our health go so worse that we can't even manage it. So I'm happy. God bless you. God bless your household. There will never be any emergency in your house.
Amen.
All right then.
Amen. Thank you very much.
Thank you. So I want to talk about, please help us discuss about these specialty kids. So we want to find out where the problem is from the mother, or is it natural?
Special
I want
kids.
to know
special
more
kids.
about specialty kids.
Okay. There's nothing. Jesus met a case, and they asked him. I think Jesus answered that question. He said, "Is it the sin of the mom or is it the sin of the father?" To tell you how human beings always looking for who to blame. He said, "It's also the sin of this very child that is born blind." He said, "None of this, for the name of the Father to be glorified." So it's all dependent on whatever, but most of them genetically or chromosomal abnormality tend to give to rise to one thing or the other. So
This will be the last text message. Good morning, doctor. Thanks for what you do. My name is Joe. I would like to know how long can someone who is over 50 years take Viagra indefinitely due to weak erection? Secondly,